Welcome, dear friends. Today I will share with you an ancient wisdom, one that is simple yet profoundly powerful. Many ask me, Master, how can I live a long and fulfilling life? And my answer begins with the most basic of habits: cleanliness. But not just any cleanliness, the mindful washing of 5 sacred parts of the body, each carrying a lesson for our soul. So sit with me, breathe deeply, and open your heart. Let us begin. The face, washing away the past. Every morning, we cleanse our face. But do we wash away our past mistakes, regrets, and burdens? Too often, we carry yesterday's sorrows into today. The face is the mirror of our emotions. Wash it with intention. As the water flows, let go of what was. Allow yourself to begin anew, unburdened and refreshed. In my younger years, I held on to anger, like a stone in my hand. But my teacher once told me, why hold a stone when you can hold peace? And so I learned to let go, just as you must. The hands, cleansing our actions. Our hands tell the story of our deeds. They give, they take, they build, they destroy. What have your hands done today? Did they help another, or did they remain idle? When we wash our hands, we cleanse not just dirt, but the residue of our actions. Let us be mindful of what we do, for our actions shape our destiny. A wise man once said, "The purest hands are those that serve others. Let yours be among them." 3. The feet. Walking the right path. Where have your feet taken you? The road of greed or the path of wisdom? We walk many paths in life, but only a few lead to peace. When you cleanse your feet, think of the steps you take each day. Walk with kindness, with purpose, with mindfulness. I remember a time when I was lost, chasing desires that led only to suffering. But a single step in the right direction changed everything. Every journey begins with one step. Make it count. 4. The ears, listening to wisdom. We bathe our bodies but forget to cleanse what enters our minds. The ears absorb the world, its noise, its gossip, its distractions. If we do not wash them clean, we carry the weight of unnecessary burdens. Listen. Not to anger, but to wisdom. Listen not to complaints, but to gratitude. Choose what you allow in, for it shapes your soul. My teacher once whispered, "True wisdom is not in speaking, but in listening." So let us cleanse our ears and open them to truth. 5. The heart, purifying our intentions. Perhaps the most important cleansing of all. We wash our hearts not with water, but with love, forgiveness, and understanding. How many times have we held on to anger, letting it darken our spirit? We must cleanse our hearts daily, letting go of hatred and filling ourselves with compassion. There was once a man who came to me, burdened with years of resentment. I told him, "Every drop of hatred in your heart is a day stolen from your life." He wept, and in his tears, he found freedom. Wash your heart every day, and you will live not just long, but well. Monk. Remember, true cleanliness is not just of the body, but of the soul. Wash these 5 parts daily, not just with water, but with wisdom. And as you do, may you find peace, joy, and a long, fulfilling life. If you found value in this lesson, I invite you to share this wisdom with others. Like, comment, and subscribe, so together, we may spread light where there is darkness. Until we meet again, may you walk in peace. Does this help me find enlightenment? The master smiled and replied, "When you drink tea, drink tea. When you walk, walk. When you listen, listen. That is the secret, to be fully present in all you do." Section 4. The power of stillness. In stillness, the universe speaks. Yet most people drown it out with distractions. They fear silence because in silence they must face themselves. But true growth happens not in noise, but in quiet contemplation. Imagine a muddy pond. When stirred, the water is cloudy, unclear. But when left still, the mud settles and the water becomes clear. Your mind is the same. In stillness, clarity is found. Section 5. Gratitude and Love. Gratitude is the bridge between suffering and peace. Most people wait for something grand to be grateful for: a new job, a new house, a new achievement. But if you cannot be grateful for a single breath, a single moment, then even the grandest of blessings will not satisfy you. Love deeply, forgive quickly, laugh often, be kind, not because the world is kind, but because your heart is. And if you do this, you will never have to search for happiness. It will always walk beside you. Page 2. Expanding the conversation. Now, let us go deeper. We have spoken of time, detachment, presence, stillness, and gratitude. But let me ask you, what is it that truly fulfills a soul? Some say purpose, others say love, but in truth, fulfillment is found in service. A candle loses nothing by lighting another, and in giving light, it fulfills its very purpose. Have you ever noticed that the happiest people are those who give? Those who serve? Those who love without expectation? The joy of serving others. A man once asked a wise monk, "How can I be happy?" The monk smiled and gave him a single instruction: go and make someone else happy. True joy is never found in selfish pursuits. It is found in lifting others, in easing another's pain, in being a light in someone's darkness. Think of the last time you did something kind, something selfless. Recall the feeling. That warmth, that glow, is the essence of true fulfillment. The world teaches you to take, but the soul finds joy in giving. Overcoming fear and embracing faith. Fear controls many lives. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss. But what is fear really? It is an illusion, a shadow that disappears when faced with light. When you move with faith, fear loses its power. A little boy once asked his grandfather, "What is faith?" The grandfather smiled and said, "Faith is walking through the key, night, knowing the sun will rise. Even when life is dark, even when the road is uncertain, trust that light will come. Keep walking, keep believing." Final message and blessing. Life is fleeting, my dear ones. Do not waste it on anger, greed, or worry. Choose love, choose peace, choose presence. And when you do, you will not only transform your own life, but you will also become a light for others. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Can you hear the silence within you? That silence is not empty. It is full of wisdom, full of peace, full of answers you have been seeking but have been too distracted to hear. You see, life is like a flowing river. If you resist its currents, if you fight against its flow, you will only exhaust yourself. But if you surrender, if you trust that the river knows its path, you will reach where you are meant to be. Many of you are seeking something: success, love, validation, happiness. But let me tell you something profound. The more you chase after these things, the further they run from you. True happiness is not in acquiring, but in letting go, in surrendering, in trusting. I once met a man who had everything: wealth, status, admiration, and yet he could not sleep at night. His heart was restless, his mind always racing. "What more can I achieve?" he asked me. I looked at him and said, "The question is not what more can you achieve, but what can you let go of?" Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? Perhaps it is an expectation. Perhaps it is a fear. Perhaps it is the past. The past. Ah, the past. How many of you are haunted by it? Regrets, mistakes, things you wish you had done differently. But let me tell you something. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence. You are not who you were yesterday. You are who you choose to be today. God has given each of us a limited number of breaths, a limited number of days, and yet we live as if we are immortal. We waste time on anger, on comparison, on chasing things that do not truly matter. But my dear ones, time is the one thing you will never get back. So tell me, if today was your last day, how would you live it? I will continue this journey with you. But for now, sit with these thoughts. Do not just hear them. Feel them. Absorb them. Reflect on them. And if this message has touched you, if it has awakened something within you, then share it. Because wisdom is not meant to be kept, it is meant to be spread like the light of a candle. My dear ones, you have listened, you have reflected, and now you must act. Life is not meant to be merely understood. It is meant to be lived. The lessons I have shared with you today are not just words, they are keys. But a key is useless unless you use it to open a door. So I ask you, which door will you open? The door of awareness, where you no longer move through life blindly, but with purpose and mindfulness? The door of gratitude, where you no longer focus on what you lack, but on the endless blessings you already have? The door of surrender, where you no longer resist life, but flow with it, trusting that everything is happening for your highest good? You hold the power. You always have. There is an old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. If you have found your way to this message today, then perhaps it is no accident. Perhaps life, or God, or destiny, whatever name you wish to call it, has brought you here because you were meant to hear this. Do not ignore it. Do not brush it aside and return to old habits, old distractions. Because if you do, then later, when you find yourself lost, struggling, asking God for answers, you will remember this moment. You will remember that you were given the wisdom, but you chose not to apply it. This is your moment, your awakening, your invitation to live differently, to think differently, to be different. But the choice is always yours. Now, before we part, I have one request. If this message has touched you, do not keep it to yourself. Share it. Let others hear it. Let it be a ripple that spreads outward, reaching those who need it most. And if you feel called, leave a comment below. What spoke to you today? What will you change? Let this not be just a video you watched, but a conversation that continues, a community that grows. May you walk forward with clarity, with peace, with purpose. May you live not in fear, but in trust. May you find the wisdom to see, the courage to act, and the heart to love. Until we meet again. Video title: God's Chosen Ones. If you ignore this, don't blame God later. Watch before it's too late. Video description: engaging and call to action. Watch this before it's too late. This message is not a coincidence. You were meant to hear this today. The wisdom shared in this video has the power to shift your perspective, awaken your heart, and change the course of your life, if you choose to listen. Are you living your life with purpose? Are you holding on to things that no longer serve you? Are you ignoring the signs that God, the universe, or destiny has placed in your path? If you are ready to break free from the distractions of life and walk a path of clarity, peace, and purpose, then this message is for you. Comment below. What part of this message spoke to you the most? What change will you make today? Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let this wisdom reach those who are lost, seeking, and in need of guidance. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a message that could change your life. Join us on this journey of self-discovery, inner peace, and spiritual awakening. Mindfulness, spiritual wisdom, life lessons, self-growth, God's message.